Just 2 weeks into the new school year, a Karnes County School District southeast of San Antonio is closing its doors temporarily. Runge Independent School District, which has just over 200 students total, says rising COVID cases within the district are to blame. The district's website says it has 10 active cases as of Monday. All 10 were among its 43 staffers. Classes and extracurriculars are canceled through the week. Runge plans to reopen Tuesday morning.
And this morning, a local apartment complex is responding after families who were moving their kids into their new apartments at UTSA this past weekend were hit with some foul smells. Now, one parent tells KSAT that she was surprised at how dirty her son's new unit at University Oaks was when they moved him in. She's worried about a substance found in the vents, and another new tenant says she had a similar experience with the unit being dirty and full of bugs.
They should be checking the rooms before move-in, just to do like basic maintenance and basic cleaning, like vacuuming the carpets.
You cannot break your contract because they're going to do whatever it takes to give you a livable condition. Well, being infested with mold and roaches is not a livable condition.
University Oaks offers on-campus housing at UTSA, but the property is owned and operated by a separate company. The management company says it is responding to the complaints and asking residents to make further complaints directly to on-site management.
Now to last night's presidential debate and reaction this morning. This was not the debate that most people expected.
At the end of the night, the three candidates with the most speaking time were former President Mike Pence, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Chris Christie. Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' second in the polls was not the center of attention. ABC's Lionel Moise explains if any of the candidates stood out enough to challenge the frontrunner, Donald Trump.
Sparks flew almost immediately after the 8 Republican presidential candidates took the stage in Milwaukee, minus former President Donald Trump, as Mike Pence went after Vivek Ramaswamy, the 38-year-old entrepreneur who's been rising in the polls.
Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie.
Now that everybody's gotten their memorized, pre-prepared slogans out of the way, we can actually have a real discussion now.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie also taking on Ramaswamy.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here.
On the issue of abortion, Haley and Pence were at odds over a 15-week federal ban.
It's a moral issue. A 15-week ban is an idea whose time has come.
Well, when you're talking about a federal ban, be honest with the American people. Don't make women feel like they have to decide on this issue when you know we don't have 60 Senate votes in the House.
Trump's closest rival in the polls, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, sharply criticized how Trump handled the pandemic lockdown.
And in Florida, we led the country out of lockdown. We kept our state free and open.
On the war in Ukraine, Ramaswamy said he would forego giving more money to Ukraine.
You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know,
one of the more dramatic moments came when the candidates were asked to raise their hand if they would support Trump as the nominee.
Whether or not you believe that the criminal charges are right or wrong, the conduct is beneath the office of President of the United States.
ABC's political director Rick Klein says the candidates brought up Trump far less than expected.
Vivek Ramaswamy took a lot of the incoming that might have otherwise gone to Trump. He was the most stridently pro-Trump. And so some of the ways that you saw Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, Chris Christie unload on Vivek Ramaswamy, it's almost like they were doing it to Donald Trump in his absence.
Trump tried to counter-program the debate, appearing in a pre-recorded interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, making more false claims about the 2020 election and attacking some of the other candidates. Former President Trump reacted online after the debate, taking issue with Pence's comments about January 6th and calling Chris Christie's performance last night horrible. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
There we go. Mic's open now. In California, at least 3 people are dead, several others injured after a shooting at a biker bar last night. According to the Orange County Sheriff's Department, deputies killed the shooter within 2 minutes of arriving on scene. The suspect was a former law enforcement officer. The shooting happened at Cook's Corner Bar and Restaurant in Trabuco Canyon, southeast of Los Angeles. Police believe it's possibly started from a domestic dispute between 2 parties.
India is now the first country to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole. Scientists believe the uncharted territory could hold vital reserves of frozen water. A lander with a rover inside touched down on the lunar surface earlier today, sparking celebrations around India. And after a failed attempt nearly 4 years ago, India now joins the U.S., the Soviet Union, and China in achieving a moon landing.
It's about time for the pumpkin spice everything, so why not let your dog partake? Krispy Kreme wants to help with that. In honor of National Dog Day on Saturday, participating stores will be selling pumpkin spice doggy donuts. While they're inspired by pumpkin spice donut collection for humans, doggy donuts are actually biscuits.
Aww.
If you have to act fast if you want your best friend to try them. Krispy Kreme only selling doggy donuts through next Thursday. Well, I'd say their timing's off by a little bit, but I love the idea.
Sure, I'm sure the pets will appreciate it.
And then take them over to Starbucks for a puppuccino.